Hey guys, trying something a little different here. I really have been working off of just having a phone for way too long, but I thought I'd actually use a tripod this time instead of stacking books up. So I'm filming this way instead. But it is Jamie's birthday, Jamie's 5th birthday, and normally I would, it's been my tradition to go to a place called Thomas Hill Organic, and I get a glass of this really beautiful sparkling wine from from Spain. This sparkling brut from Spain. This is so dry and beautiful, and a dessert with a candle, and that's been my tradition. But this year, I've been out of work for a while, and Sam I am had to go to the vet today, so I really didn't want to leave him unattended for too long because he had a bunch of vaccines, which, he's a little dog that's hard on their body. So instead, I did run to the store real quick and I got some little sea monster themed cupcakes, and Sam and I shared one. And I opened up a really gorgeous bottle I've been sitting on for a while. This is a really stunning GSM that his father made. So in a way, that's kind of nice. And I think I got like all the big emotions out a couple of nights ago. And I've really been focusing the last few months on, the Lizard Dauphin came, and we went to see this play. And the play was about grief. It was about how do you find joy in life in the midst of so much grief. And it was funny. It was a funny play, but it was also very poignant, and it really got me thinking because, again, and I've talked about this before, I don't have any faith, and it's something I've kind of, been investigating the last few months. I've talked to my aunt who has, a lot of religious conviction, and I've talked to friends who do, and a friend even bought me a book to read up on, and it just doesn't take. It never has since I was little. So that makes Jamie's passing harder, because I don't have that to fall back on. I don't have the, we'll be together again. Oh, he's with angels, he's watching. Oh, I don't have any of that. And so I think that's part of why this grieving's been particularly hard. And also, like I said, I think last year's like so many women I know who have lost children, they go on and they have other children. It's like they kind of forget. It's like, well, they didn't matter in the end. And obviously I'm 40, I'm not going to have any children. But I think even if I did, for me, it's just not how I'm wired. But that being said, I've really, despite all the struggles of the past year or 2 years, I really have been trying to find that balance of where do you find joy and how do you feel joy when you have so much trauma and grief. And so today I've really been trying to think about the things I would do if he were alive for his birthday, and the things we would do together, but not in a sad, oh, I'm missing out on that kind of way, but in the, I don't know, it's just different. It's being able to smile at the idea of something, even though it's never gonna happen. So I would make him a chocolate cake with chocolate icing, and the sugar, not like the like chalky sprinkles, because those are gross and I hate them, and I bet he would too. I did when I was a kid too. I never liked those things. But those sugar crystals, that sprinkles, that they're like really big grains of sugar, basically, I would do those. Because they give it that nice crunch. It's that textural thing that I like. And so I would have made him that cake. And there's a bounce house near here that my friend's kids like a lot, and I feel like he would probably like that. I've never actually been in one, so I don't know what exactly. I think it's trampolines and stuff. I know my niece broke her leg at one, so I don't know, I have mixed feelings. But and let's see, he'd be 5, so we'd probably watch a good movie. Maybe, I think at 5 he would be old enough for Jurassic Park, but maybe not. It depends on the kid, but this is my kid we're talking about. And I just have this thing that I feel like he would like dinosaurs the way I did. And maybe walk around the lake. And I was thinking dinner. I'm like, oh, what would his favorite thing be to have for dinner? And I don't know why, but my brain went curried rice. That was something my mom made with peas and fried egg and stuff in it. In a wok, you make it in a wok. And that was actually really good. And I feel like he would like that a lot. But yeah, so I got up early. I didn't just, lay in bed or sleep. I got up, I took Sam to the vet. I went to the gym. I actually did extra. I went for a nice walk as well. I went after and I saw lots of animals. I saw a lot of deer today and these just really beautiful flowers that I'm going to post later. And gosh, I saw a lot of animals. There was another one I want to tell you I saw a jackrabbit at work the other day. That was incredible. I don't think I've ever seen one in person. It was going down in between, and it was not a rabbit. This was a jackrabbit, like a hare. It was massive. Oh man, that was so cool. So I'm working. I go to work tomorrow, and I started last week, but I go in tomorrow. I'm off today. They asked me to come in. I was like, no. Which I hate to do right off the bat, but it was like, no, I didn't know what state of mind I'd be in today. So I was like, no, I can't. But any other day, literally, ask me, I need the money. So I was supposed to be at the Gays in Space Diversity and Inclusion Con. Obviously, I can't afford to go, but I had some very nice friends who were like, we really want to see you. We really want to see you. We'll fly you out. We'll put you up. And so I was going to do that because it wasn't working, but then I got a job and I'm like, change of plans. I really, really, fortunately, I wouldn't have messed them over money-wise, but it didn't cost anybody anything for me to cancel. So I canceled that so I could work. And turns out I dodged a bullet there. So universe was watching out for me, I guess, or something. I don't know. Everything fell into place because God knows. See if I ever go to one of those again. So that's fun. Stuff's been hard. I mean, I'm glad to be working. Work is so good for me. It's actually it's a funny thing. Like, it's one of the things that, because I love Garrick on Deep Space Nine. One of his last few episodes before the big series finale is when he has his kind of nervous breakdown and he's, talking about work. Work is what I need. Do your chores, Elam. I told you do your chores. And that's kind of how I am, because when you work, you can get into a kind of zen, you can get into a momentum. It takes your mind off your own stuff. You're focused on other things. Whereas if you're at home, I mean, I can go for a walk, I can go to the gym, I can go to the winery, but it's still being kind of alone with your own thoughts and letting that percolate. And that's so detrimental to my health. And I did a lot of purging yesterday. I bit the bullet and bought new clothes for work, which I've been putting off doing, not just because of money, but because I didn't want to admit how much weight I put on. But it just had to be done. And, I am not happy about my body right now, but it is what it is, because my brain has a disease. My brain has a disease called depression, and I have to take medication for it. I just do. And I've tried it on and off over the years, and the weight gain and the sleeping was always kind of an issue. We found one that works a little better for me, but it's still like the weight gain has just been a couple of pounds. Every time I go to the doctor's a couple of pounds higher. And we've been, I tried to stop cold turkey, and look what happened. I ended up without walking out on my job, which was not, it needed to happen, but not like that. And so we've been steadily decreasing my dose, but I don't think I can come off it entirely. I can't. Got bad wiring. So you know, it's like somebody with high blood pressure. You have high blood pressure, you have high blood pressure. You got to take the pills. That's just how it is. If you have diabetes, you got to take your medication. It's the same thing for depression. It's the same thing for other things. It's just because you can't see it. Plus, you know, I'm 40. I have polycystic ovaries. I have a bunch of other health issues. I mean, it's all kind of, and I'm not, you know, a zookeeper anymore. I'm not 20. And, you know, maybe clothes that fit me when I was 25 shouldn't fit me at 40, you know? So maybe there's some of that. So I've just been, you know, all that body image stuff is really hard. And my mom was sick, which was really scary. She's okay now. And, you know, as complicated as our history is, and, you know, just everything that's there, that was still really scary. And I think she's gonna be okay. But, you know, she's at that age where, you know, before, even when she had breast cancer, she had kidney, oh God, I'm here telling my mom's medical history. But even when she had these very, very serious conditions, and she almost died the first big surgery she had a bleed out. I just, in my heart, I was always like, but she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay. And this time I had this like sinking feeling in like the pit of my stomach. And I texted her husband. I was like, she can't be alone. Don't leave her alone. You can't go to the store. You can't leave her alone for a while. You know, and it just scared the hell out of me. It's so, death is a weird thing. Because, you know, ever since Dad died, it's been this sort of thing in my head where it's, okay, well, one day we're gonna have to go through this again. And then, you know, I have a brother and sister. So there's 3 of us, and I think one day there's only gonna be one of us. And we don't know which one, or when, or how, or anything. It's so crazy to think about. And that's a big part of the reason that, you guys know my temper and how opinionated and mean I can be, but I try really, really hard to be gracious and kind, and I fail a lot, but I try really hard, because any one of us could be gone tomorrow. And I mean gone, not with the angel, I mean gone. Fade to black. So, you know, we just gotta keep that in mind and not take things for granted and not take people for granted, and try and do the best we can. And when we do make mistakes, to own them. Well, you know, that's, so what else has been happening? I've been chipping away at the book. I haven't made a huge amount of progress lately just because there's been so many other things going on. And again, not being able to type, I've been writing some stuff, and then I've been dictating some into notes in my phone, which is like trying to coordinate what I've handwritten versus what's in my phone. It would just like, I just need to be able to type it. I'll put it all in one place. So it's a little discombobulated at the minute, but I'll get it together. In fact, I'm gonna do two pieces. I'm gonna do one book about, I don't want to say too much, so I don't want anybody to like steal my idea, but I'm going to talk about some of the most common varietals grown in my area. And then I'm going to have some dishes to go with them. And then I'm going to do a companion piece to that. So that's fun. It's actually, I had a really good idea for a new recipe the other day. And I think I know what wine I'm going to pair it with. So I got to do a practice run on that. Well, I'll tell you this one because this is going to be a good one, and you know, I still have to work it out, but blue corn muffin with pine nuts and prickly pear cactus. I keep thinking about it because when I go on a walk around my neighborhood, there's this huge cactus bush one of my neighbors has, and it's always got a bunch of prickly pears this time of year, and so it's just been kind of spinning in here. So I'm gonna pick this back up in a second.